Joining us in studio is Austin Morgan, who is running for New York State Senate. Austin, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate your time.
Hey there, Justin. Great to be here.
So I want to ask you, why throw your hat in the ring? Obviously, it was very unexpected for a lot of people that New York State Senator Cathy Young resigned abruptly to take a job in the private sector. So I guess, first of all, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, why you? Why raise your hand now?
Well, first, I want to thank Cathy Young. She was a titan of Albany. She did a lot for this region. She had a great reputation here, and she touched a lot of lives. And I hope that I will have the chance to follow in her footsteps, because I believe that we have to continue that tradition going forward. A little bit about me. Obviously, I'm Austin Morgan. I'm from a small town called Freedom out in Cattaraugus County, about 1,400 people. I come from a family of very little means, but a lot of love and a lot of support and a lot of belief in the hard work of everyday living and the dignity of the working class. So my father's a mechanic, my mother's a teacher's aide. I grew up watching them work incredibly hard, giving everything they had so that my brother and I could have a life better than the one they got. And so the reason I raised my hand, the reason I threw my hat in the ring for this race, is because I really believe that we need to start not only focusing on the problems today, because there are many of them, but we need to start planning a course for the future of this district. I really believe that the vision, the fresh ideas and perspective that I bring to the race are going to be beneficial to the region. And I think that the way we go forward is by really believing in something again, and I hope I can bring that to the table.
Now, you are just about to finish college, right? What are you studying right now?
So I'm out at Cornell University in the College of Human Ecology. What my degree is in, and what I've been studying, is human development. Now, it's a weird kind of phrase that a lot of people might not have heard of yet, but basically what I study is how we grow from birth to death. I study how we change as people within the social, economic, political, environmental contexts. And so what I've studied most closely is how poverty affects people as they develop. Where we live, there's a lot of people living in poverty, whether it's urban or rural. And so I've studied the ways that that changes people as they grow. And the other thing I've studied is education policy, which goes really well with how poverty affects people. So my personal interest is in how education can help children in poverty to actually achieve the dreams that they might have, overcome the societal expectations that are certainly in place for them right now.
Would you be able, I guess, how would you be able to leverage what you've studied now into the New York State Senate if elected?
That's a great question. So there is a committee on families and children. There's obviously the education committee. I'm also, fresh out of Cornell, so I get the university side of it, and high school is not too far removed from me.
Right.
So I think what I bring to the table and what's missing in Albany is a perspective from the future, right? And I do bring in expertise about how to approach poverty, how to overcome its effects, and really more needs to be done to say we have all of these people living in a way or at a standard which they don't deserve. They deserve a better life than the one they have now. And I'm not saying that we expand social safety nets and make them permanent, but we need to give people a hand up so that they can get out of it, right? So I believe that's a experience and an expertise that I bring to the table, and I think one that Albany desperately needs.
Is that the biggest issue you think this district faces, or is there something else that you're also going to be pushing for?
Well, the district faces many issues, and so does the state as a whole. But where we live, the issues are the economy, especially in terms of jobs, right? And making sure that the people that we care about, the communities and the families around us, are taken care of at the most basic level. And so, to me, making sure that we have opportunity here, I as a young person, I watched all of my high school friends and many of my college friends leave the state because they couldn't find the opportunities that they needed. And I realized that I loved our part of the state so much that it was now or never. We're at a breaking point where if we don't drastically change what we're doing, our populations are going to continue to decrease at an alarming rate. And so one of the things that is most important is jobs, of course. So one of the initiatives I've put forth and will be putting out in a more concrete policy sense soon is a companion program to the Excelsior Scholarship. The Excelsior Scholarship gives free tuition to students who make under, I think it's at $125,000 right now. So what we need in alongside that is a program for students who want to go into the trades, which are so strong where we live and which offer such great opportunities that the state needs to be investing in trades programs, linking up BOCES and private industry, linking them together, giving children the opportunity to go into a trade because college is not for everyone. So the state needs to be putting money into that. They need to be investing in the future of not only the kids who want to be going to college, but the kids who want to go into trade. And so I think that is a great point where it not only fixes an issue that exists now, but it plots our course for the future. And I really have a vision for a district, for a community here which sees a better tomorrow.
What is the biggest thing you want a voter to take away when talking with you, maybe reading over your website or connecting with you online? What do you want them to bring home to the table?
So I think what's most important to remember is that this is not your traditional campaign. We're not your traditional Democrat. I hope that people, I know the word Democrat gets a lot of people, it makes their skin crawl, right? I think and that largely stems from the New York City-centric portion of the party, but we're not them. And I hope that people will take a chance to get to know me, to talk to me before they make judgments, because I really believe that the care, the experiences, and the perspective that I bring to the table are the best thing for this district right now. And what's very clear to me, I have more experience in the Senate than either of the two candidates who are running against me at this point. I know how it works. I know how things get done. And what is apparent right now is that there are two realities in Albany. One is that the Democratic Senate is solidly Democratic and not changing back anytime soon. And the second thing is, I know from my experience in Albany, and not a lot of people know a lot about state government, so let me be clear. If you're in the minority in Albany, you get very little, if anything. So I think this is a chance for our district to say, let's try someone new. Let's step out of the political boxes. Let's try a different perspective, someone with new ideas, someone with energy, and let's send them to the majority where these downstate politicians haven't heard voices like ours. They don't hear from farmers. They don't hear from small businesses. They don't hear that middle-class taxes need to be cut. They don't hear that our roads are falling apart. So send me is my hope, right? Send me to Albany. Let me wake up the majority. Let me wake up the politicians who have no clue where we are or the best parts of our region.
All right, Austin Morgan, Democrat candidate for the 57th New York State Senate District. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jason.
We'll be right back.
Justin.